What's up, everybody? This is A Force of Nature, Spiritual Awakening, and today we will be discussing Pluto and the trauma they endure. So, we will be covering the first house, the second house, and the third house today. So, let's jump right into it. Pluto in the first house. So, a lot of these men and women suffered from bullying from a young age, most likely due to their appearance. So there was actually something about these individuals that was completely out of their control when it came to the way that they looked, the way that they dressed. Okay. It could be that their parents dressed them, okay, and the kids made fun of them. Okay, but let's say maybe it wasn't that. It could have been something completely different. Okay, it could have just been their energy, okay, just as a child, the way that they just, you know, having fun and playing with the kids. However, people was making fun of them or bullying them. Now, a lot of times with displacement, people that have Pluto in the first house, they can actually be the type of people that are the ones that end up bullying people later on in life, okay, due to the bullying that they've received. So, feeling extremely isolated from others in your childhood, making it hard for you to connect with people around you. And because of that, you learn to be independent and to never trust others. These people have major trust issues. Anybody that has Pluto in the first house or knows somebody that has Pluto in the first house, they actually struggle with trust issues. Okay. There was a point in time in their life where they were very trusting. And this is exactly why they're not as trusting as they once were, due to the trauma that they endured from people. So now it's going to be extremely difficult for you to open up even to your closest friends and loved ones. Okay. So you fear that you'll always feel alone. Okay, so these people have insecurity issues and things like that when they are friends with somebody, when they have their family members and things like that. They can find it very difficult to just be able to confide in people. Why? Because people make fun of them or people don't take them serious as they want to be taken. So they can't stand feeling misunderstood, and because of that, you can be very obsessed with studying the trauma that you endured throughout your life. So these people could actually get into astrology, go see a therapist, go see a psychologist. Okay, but these people definitely seek out understanding and getting through what they have went through. We know that Pluto in the first house is definitely okay about transformation, transforming into something completely different, not being like how they once was, but being even better and even more greater. See what I'm saying? Okay, but now these people are triggered. Okay, they're absolutely triggered when someone misunderstands their intentions and their words. Okay, a feeling that the world is against you is going to be high on the charts when it comes to this particular placement. When it comes to trauma, they feel like nobody has their back, like they're gonna have their back. Okay, and these people are the type of people that could actually have your back. Okay, they also struggle with having a feeling. Okay, feeling like somebody is taking something away from them. Okay, when they were going through life, not even when they were young, okay, but going through life, these people could have felt like people downplay their thoughts, downplay their views, okay. Another thing with this placement is going to be that these people could have had their innocence taken from them or their free will taken from them. Their power of choice could have been taken from these individuals. So people either love them or hate them, okay? They could either be very much repulsed by them or become very obsessed about them. Oh, yeah, this is that kind of placement. So, yes, these people can have stalkers, people that are stalking them in life or at some point in their life. And for some people, it's going to be a couple of times throughout their life where people are checking up on your social media or people are checking up on you through friends, through family. Okay, maybe even popping up, looking down your damn block to see who you chilling with and who you cool with, who you dating, and all of that. It's just stuff that happens. Mm. Moving on. So these people also have a compulsive need to be private and keep things to themselves. A fear that other people are going to take everything away from you, especially your loved ones, is an issue. They also have a fear that people are going to turn against them. So even if they appear like they are for them, they can also perceive things as, okay, you know what, you might turn on me one day. So they're very cautious. Being treated like a sexual object, being sexually exploited is also seen with this placement. Okay? Where people just seeing you as a sex symbol, or they just find you very seductive, attractive, sensual, sexual, okay? May even film you while you're having sex or something like that. Okay, so a lot of things could go on and take place with this. Um, a fear that you'll never be able to let go of your need for control. A fear that you attract too much chaos, and people who are very chaotic also will enter into your life. The feeling that at the end of the day, you'll always be alone with your fears, sadness, and experiences that you haven't found the courage to tell others about. A feeling that you will never feel safe or even comfortable. Okay, so these people, trauma comes from wanting to be their true, authentic self. Okay, and people making fun of them or people clowning them. Okay, not allowing them to open up the way that they want to, because that's their ultimate thing, is that they want to be able to open up, but they have a big fear about it. And we know anything that you fear, you attract it to yourself. That's what you do. Okay, now moving on to Pluto in the second house when it comes to their trauma that they had to endure. So these women and men don't understand their own emotions, and that gives you a lot of frustration and anxiety. You might have struggled your whole life with an emotional intensity that had you swinging from being at your happiest at one moment and then being at your lowest, or feeling like you're in despair or in distress the next minute. Okay, so these individuals' trauma comes from not fully understanding how they feel on an emotional level. Okay, and it really is stemming from finances and things of that nature. These people's sense of self worth also fluctuates with predictability. And you can actually go from being overly confident to extremely insecure. Okay? So one minute these people can be you know, walking around like, people might be thinking, oh, who that? They think they're the shit. Okay, and then other days they can just be feeling a little, not as confident as other days. Okay, it swings back and forth for them, their self worth. And that's another lesson when it comes to Pluto being in the second house, okay? What you feel is valuable to you and what's not valuable, what's of use, what's not of use, okay? Things like that is going on here. When it comes to your belongings, your possessions, your money, all of that, survival, all of that. So now, your passion constantly change. So their passions actually constantly change. And because of that, it's hard for you to know what you want to pursue when it comes to your life. These individuals might have experienced a lot of distrust from others from a very early age, especially when it came to financial matters. Okay, so there was somebody in these individuals' lives. Okay, maybe they lend friends money, okay, loved ones money and things like that. Maybe they didn't pay them back on time. Maybe they never paid them back at all. Maybe they still have people that owe them. Okay, now let's talk about maybe a business endeavor. Maybe you went into business with somebody, or you did something with somebody where y'all could earn money and get money, and there was some kind of argument, dispute. They didn't pay you on time, didn't give you all what you deserved. Okay, so a lot of their trauma is coming from financial matters. So usually these men and women were accused of lying, stealing, and committing crimes. Okay, so people didn't really trust these people. When a lot of times, okay, don't get me wrong, Pluto in the second house is some rough shit, okay, because these people can lie, they can steal, they can commit crimes, they can be violent, vicious, and all of that, right? But at the same time, people could accuse them of these things that they did not do. So you feel like you have to work 10 times harder to gain people's trust and your parents as well as your loved ones' trust. Why? Because the parents are the ones that are actually supposed to protect the individual, right? Okay, and they were like the first ones to be suspicious of them, okay, their movements, what they're doing, if they're up to something, and all of that kind of stuff. So them, their trauma is coming from people not really trusting them, okay, along with the financial matters. It's like people are waiting for you to commit any sort of mistake so they can lash out on you and blame you for any and every damn thing. These people can become unproductive and start procrastinating as soon as you start feeling sad, self sabotaging your own success because you are afraid of failure, of putting your heart to something, okay? Putting your heart and soul into something and then seeing all of your efforts just fall apart or go to waste. Having a fear of losing the ones you love, so you become possessive over them. So these people can be extremely possessive. Okay, they are putting their all into people when it comes to their family, their loved ones. They really, really care for these people. Okay, and if people are not giving up that same energy, this is going to fuck with them on another level. Okay, so they become very possessive of the people that they care about. All right, they can also attract people who are overly possessive over them. Treat you like you belong to them, like your property, making you feel suffocated in relationships. Okay, so these people could feel like they're trapped in a relationship, or give me some goddamn space a little bit. You see what I'm saying? People could feel like they own them. Absolutely could feel like you are my property. So the fear that you will never be financially stable because things always seem to go wrong is another case scenario with this placement. Looking at life through a pessimistic lens. So these people do look at life in a negative kind of way. That's something to refrain from. But we know this is something that has to deal with the trauma, what we're speaking about. Okay. So another thing with this one is going to be the fear that you always have just enough to survive is an issue here. Having to do immoral things for money that left you feeling disgusted at your own actions. People who invaded your privacy for their personal benefits. See this? These people have a lot of trauma. They could have done things that they didn't want to do because they felt like they had to do things to survive. Or because they felt like they had to do things to put money in their pockets, food in their stomach, a roof over their head. And then people could have came and invaded their privacy. Okay, like I said, people can make up lies about them. Some of the things that people might say about them might be true though. Okay, but some of the things may be lies. Moving on to Pluto in the third house and their trauma that they had to endure. So these people, okay, have probably been bullied and possibly physically abused in their early school years. A feeling that you had to survive school, that it was a place of pain and anxiety instead of learning. So these people felt like school was a place that was the battlefield. Okay, I know I'm supposed to be coming here to learn and gain all this information and knowledge. Okay, but all these people keep on fucking playing with me and coming at me. So this could have given you a tendency to procrastinate in school. Okay, not really being as interested as, okay, maybe some of the other kids, and to rebel against it. You may have missed classes a lot, cutting class, and it was hard for you to focus on your daily school work. But then you got to take a test and you end up passing it. So these people were very bright and intelligent. Okay, they just was a little disinterested when it came to school. Why? Because people was bullying them, okay, or they was having a lot of fights. These are the kind of people that was having a lot of fights when people were saying stuff to them. Okay, so they could have been getting bullied and then they started whooping ass. See what I'm saying? So you might have constantly heard that you're wasting your potential and intelligence simply because you didn't care for school. And that probably wasn't the damn truth. But this is something that people could have said to them. So from an early age, you may have had a strong urge and need to escape your home, your neighborhood, okay, living in the hood, getting out the hood. And you took every opportunity that was being presented to you to stay away from the areas that you grew up in, or escaping your home, or escaping your hood, escaping your state. Okay, so this could have been a source of a lot of arguments at home as well. Okay, you wanting to leave, you not when you get 18, you're moving out, and all of this stuff like that. This could have been a lot of arguments in the home. Okay, these people are also the ones that are labeled as the black sheep of the family, feeling misunderstood, being misunderstood by your parents' figures because they couldn't understand how their toxicity drove you to want to stay away from them, and how school brought you trauma and anxiety. Okay, relationships with siblings could have been very troubled. Okay, you could have been getting into a lot of arguments with your siblings and things like that, and parents could have put you two against each other quite often. Okay, or the kids started feeling like they was going to be at odds with each other because of the parents. Okay, a feeling that you had to compete with your sibling for the love and affection from one or both of your parents. Okay, that they were the golden child while you were probably the disappointment of the family. So these men and women can also feel a strong need to protect their siblings from their parents. And in school, that's another place where they'll probably feel like they have to protect their siblings and things like that, but they'll still get into arguments and stuff like that with them. Okay, so parents in school that you want to teach. Okay, so parents and in school that you want to teach them to be the role model because they had no one to set the goal or a good example for them. So I'm going to leave this on this note for now. In future videos I will go more into depth into Pluto and the trauma that they endured, the first, second, and third house. So if anybody wants to get their chart analyzed, please hit me up. Anybody want to donate to the channel, please feel free. Thank you to all the old subscribers. Thank you to all the new subscribers. I appreciate each and every one of you. So this is a force of nature, spiritual awakening. Love is love. Peace and blessings to you all. And I will see you on the next one.